will turn white. Your face will turn green. Your eyeballs will pop with pressure. Because our doomsday shows the living. For your strength, you're gonna need an awful lot. When you see our shocker pictures, so terrifying.
Welcome to another spooky episode of Lost Legacies. I'm not good at improv. I was trying to think of how I could say it. A Hidden City Book Company production. We'll get there. You got 3 more tries this go around. All right. Welcome to Lost Legacies, everybody. It's officially spooky season. We're watching spooky movies. I'm Sam.
I'm Matt.
Alrighty, it's that time of year again. The most wonderful time of the year, some would say. Yeah, and we've got a real treat. We've got a real treat for you guys today. Today we are talking about Jordan Peele's 2022 masterpiece, Nope. This was Matt's first watch of this one. I've seen this, I don't know, like 5 times now. I saw this earlier this year, and then when we were deciding to do all of our Halloween movies, I was like, oh, dang, I need to get Matt to watch this. So that's what we decided on. So yeah, this is the first movie in our Halloween watch this go around. Matt, what are your thoughts?
So this is like the perfect movie for me because if you haven't watched or listened to our show before, you would know I don't like scary movies.
Yeah.
I'm a scaredy cat when it comes to that stuff.
Mhm.
I just don't I don't miss that. Not for me. However, I love sci-fi films.
Mhm.
So like a sci-fi horror, I'm down for. So I always knew about this movie, and come on, when it was coming out, everyone knew it was about aliens, you know?
Mhm.
So but I did have a couple things spoiled for me.
Mm.
Um I knew that I'm trying to remember. Obviously, I knew it was an alien the whole time,
Okay.
but I knew there was a monkey involved somehow. I didn't know what.
Okay.
And it just further validates my feelings against monkeys.
Go
Uh,
watch our Congo episode
yeah,
for
go
more
watch
of
our
that.
Congo episode. Uh, I knew the little kids weren't aliens. I knew they were kids. I had that spoiled for me.
Oh, okay, okay.
But as far as actual like movie, that was really like the only scene that I had spoiled.
Mm.
Uh, which sucks because I remember when I saw that scene years ago, I was like, man, that's really cool. It kind of sucks that those aliens were real, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's like they were spooky. The whole sequence was shot wonderfully, really spooky. I like how they were short, and you could tell they were short.
Hmm.
But the way they were lit and everything, and the way that the head just pops out of the door frame, I'm like, oh, dude. And then the fact that one pops down and he punches it, I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Like that's how we would realistically start a war with the aliens. It would probably be an accident,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Um, Either that or, like all the other movies where we have like an overzealous general who just starts nuking them.
Hmm.
But I think more realistically, it would be something like this where it's creepy and they kind of meet us in secret and then someone like fights back and it's like, oh.
Yeah.
So kind of like the movie, was it called Life? The one with Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yeah, the one where they're on space, on like the
Yeah.
space station. Yeah,
So
Life.
like the whole thing starts because like they prod it. They have like a little electrical prong and they
Hmm.
hit the ooze to experiment on it and it thinks they're hostile.
Yeah.
Which I mean, they're poking you with electricity. So
Yeah.
that's what starts the whole movie, you know? I'm essentially Venom, the movie.
Hmm.
And I'm like, yeah, it was something that simple, just stupid, not even thinking,
Hmm.
like, oh, I provoked an alien species. That's how it would go down.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but yeah, so this movie, It perfect, man. I think this is one of those rare instances where I have to say I think it's a perfect script.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing wrong with it. Every scene either leads into like the next scene perfectly, or it sets something up later. Every line, I don't think there's any wasted lines of dialogue. It's just like, there's nope and while you were sleeping, just like perfect screenplays where I'm just
Hmm.
like,
Hmm.
holy crap, like it's solid. I got no complaints.
Yeah.
Some of the like parts of the movies kind of slowed down, of course, but I was just so pulled in um, from like that first scene, you know, with the
Hmm.
monkey, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? I was like, oh God.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, I thought there were so many moving parts, so many disjointed parts, and they all kind of come along together as the film goes on.
Hmm.
So it's kind of one of those things where it's like you gotta be in for the ride, you know?
Hmm.
Especially because like the movie starts off with like this terrifying scene with the monkey, and you don't really know what's going on. There's no explanation whatsoever. And then the movie just keeps going, not explaining it until a bit later.
Yeah.
And then even a bit after that, it goes even further into it. So it's like you can't be one of those people who are like, I don't get it. What what's that all about? It's like,
Mm.
well, maybe it's because you're not supposed to get it. Give
Yeah.
yourself some credit. If I don't understand what's happening, maybe I'm not an idiot. Maybe I'm not supposed to understand, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's
yeah.
like you're like it will. This movie does a really good job of exactly like what you said, like posing a question or giving you like a really, you know, incredible image to look at.
Hmm.
And then later on gives you the context for all of that, and
Hmm.
then of course, like that, because that whole scene involves one of the key characters of the movie. It then recontextualizes that person's entire character,
Hmm.
because you can see all of the things, all the reasons why he's doing the things that he's done. um
Yeah. It
yeah.
also it also just sets up like the whole like premise and or thesis of the film, because it's like Jupe really has nothing to do with the Hayward story, you
Hmm.
know? And I'm like,
Haywood.
how Haywood, and I'm like, how are they going to tie this in? I'm like, it's interesting. It seems like totally separate.
Hmm.
Um, and it's slowly, because like they spend a lot of time explaining like that's I love the scene where they're kind of in the hidden room, and Jupe is explaining like the story, what happens, and then he even explains not what happens, but he explains the SNL version of what happens.
Yeah.
I'm like, they're really going out of their way to explain this thing, this moment that I don't understand, and I don't know how it's going to tie in. Uh, because it's like this movie is such a, I don't know if I would call it a love letter, but it's definitely like, sure, it's like a love letter just to film, to cinema, and I love the
Hmm.
way they kind of tied that in. But the whole time, you don't really know how it's going to tie in
Yeah.
until you really get to Jupe's like main flashback, like halfway through the movie.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay. Which it is kind of weird. Um, Not that it's a complaint, but like that's what I was saying kind of about disjointed, how like it's this thing about film, right? And it's going into this kind of homage kind of take on film, and just the Haywood family, and how significant they were in the creation of cinema. I just thought that was really cool and a cool little love letter. But then it's kind of not really, it's kind of connected but not really connected to the idea of like, I don't know what you want to call it, uh consumerism, content. We'll call it content.
Yeah,
Content creation,
definitely.
where it's just like, okay, I get Jupe's story, and like, but he profits off of that, and he continues to profit off of that. And
Hmm.
it's this very kind of negative thing. He he has like the kind of fake smile the whole time, and then like every now and then you kind of just see him like just not all there,
Hmm.
and you know, it's not portrayed in a positive way. And then you tie in all the other stuff of like, what are they trying to do? You know, like they never really mention vengeance for their dad. It's always kind of like, oh, we're going to get famous off this. We're going to show this to the world, you know?
Hmm.
So it's kind of like that content, the kind of fame that comes with it. And then the fact that they straight up bring out TMZ in the third act, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that's brilliant. Like that fits perfectly. So it's this kind of weird mirror opposite worlds that the film's portraying.
Hmm.
Uh I don't know, maybe they could have done it a little. I wanted to see more of the film side of it, like the love of the film, and I thought we were going to get that with the cinematographer because he's
Mm.
like, oh, the perfect shot and all this stuff. I thought we were going to get into that, and he doesn't really. I do like that character, and I love that actor.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
uh, it's been a while since we saw it. What's his name? Michael Wincott, I believe,
Yeah. Yeah. Michael Wincott.
if you remember from Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Of course, I remember
Yes,
Robin Hood, Prince of
and
Thieves.
other things, of course, but that's what I really remember him for.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I'll agree, with, everything you said, but I want to add on that it's like I don't necessarily think that it's in a lot of ways, especially like with a movie that like takes place in Hollywood and like
Hmm.
has, characters who, are working in the industry, like on the one hand, you can't get away from it being homage or love letter, right, to cinema.
Right.
Um but a lot of it I feel is is less so that, and what it is actually doing is talking about our need for spectacle,
Hmm.
because that's kind of what is running Jupe's life at this point.
Hmm.
This insane thing, this one in a million incident happened to him that scarred him for life. And and it is exactly what you said. Like it's this thing that people obsess over, and they are, they're addicted to watching it. And Jupe is like, well, this is my life, so I can make some money off of that,
Yeah.
you know, and he can profit off of this very terrible thing, but he's not necessarily processing what happened. It's
Hmm.
just sort of like, yep, that's a crazy thing that happened, right? Um, and then same too when you get into, the Haywoods. Yeah, it's like vengeance is not necessarily a thing on their mind because they're gonna lose the ranch.
Hmm.
That's like a classic Western story right there. Like we got to do something or we're gonna lose the ranch. We're gonna lose the family home. You
Right.
know, um, and yeah, so then it becomes this thing of like, this is an insane thing. Well, how do we capture it? Not like, because this also feels, very much like the premise of a, classic drive-in 50s movie, of like there's an alien living out in the valley and how do we
Hmm.
capture it and
Hmm.
collect it? It's like
Hmm.
it has that kind of premise, but we've taken that and turned it to the modern day where it's like it doesn't matter like if we keep that thing alive, what matters is how we get it online, how we get it out there in front of people's faces,
Right.
like
Yeah.
that. Um, and yeah, like it then becomes a thing of like, well, that's part of Jupe's whole story, which is why, you know, everything that happens at Star Lasso happens
Hmm.
because he's trying to contain this huge thing for spectacle. He's trying to turn this beast into spectacle, which is exactly what they were doing with Gordy,
Hmm.
back in the day, and then like that's kind of how it happens in like the third act as well, where it's like, yeah, we got it on film, we were able to capture it, but because we've sort of mocked this beast, because we've sort of, like disgraced this beast, well, now it's coming back at us, now it's hitting us again for
Hmm. Hmm.
retribution kind of thing, um so yeah,
Sure.
it just feels very much how like spectacle and our need for spectacle is the thing that is now driving
Right.
our lives.
Yeah. And I think it did all of that stuff great. Like that was the
Yeah.
majority of it. But I still think that doesn't really have anything to do with like more of like the film aspect of it. And and that's something I would have liked to I mean that's um what's the word?
Like a
Uh
nitpick.
yeah, it's a nitpick because it's not really like a case of oh they did this bad or anything like that. It's just like
Sure.
you're telling me a story about oranges and I wanted you to tell me about apples. It's just like that's
Mm.
that's the route they went. But for something where they were gonna tie so into cinema, I kind of wanted more of that. Like the just juxtaposition of it would have been
Hmm.
nice. You know, we talk about that all the time. Where does content creation end and where does art begin?
Hmm.
And I think that would have been really cool because they had the spectacle side of it down and people in it for the money and the fame and TMZ is there. And I love the scene where what's the kid's name? Angel, right?
Yeah,
I
Angel.
like when he brings it up. He's like, "Hey guys, so this is gonna do good, right? Like we're, we're gonna make a difference here, right?" And they're all just kind of like, "Sure,
Sure.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I was like, I thought that's really interesting, especially considering that they're risking their life.
Hmm.
So, and I would have liked to see more of kind of the obsessive artist side of the cinematographer because it seems like he's against everything we're talking about in this movie. That's why he even
Hmm.
says he's like, what does he say at the end when he tells Angel? He's like, you
We
don't
don't
deserve
deserve
the
we don't
perfect.
deserve the impossible.
Is that what he said? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So then he goes up there, and then I was like, dude, that's rad. I that was a cool little twist. I'm like, okay, okay,
Yeah.
cool. So, um, yeah, I don't know. It would have been cool to actually get more into that obsessive side of like, I'm not doing this for the spectacle. I'm doing this because of whatever. This could be history or this could be art or whatever, like what is
Hmm.
that impossible shot? So, but yeah, so even though I would have liked to see more of that. I really liked what they did have and like what the route they did go. Um, I I like the Angel Kid. He stole the show every time he was on screen. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't want to sound like a dick,
Uh-oh.
but
Uh-huh.
I think this performance was done very like earnestly,
Hmm.
and I feel like this is what Dave Franco tries to do. You know, like
Yeah.
no
Yeah,
shade
no,
against
I get
him,
it.
but I feel like it's the Ryan Reynolds problem. Like people just end up writing Dave Franco as like this caricature of other Dave Franco roles, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and now he's kind of stuck in that. So, but I don't know. He's making horror movies with his wife now, so maybe that'll change.
Yeah.
But that's what I thought of. I was like, okay, I'm like, I really like this role. I like this character. This is the kind of character I want to play. Just like the normal average dude who
Hmm.
shows up and gets stuck in this situation, you know? Um, because also we have no backstory for Angel, and
Yeah.
that's a very Hitchcock kind of storytelling method where you discover the character through their actions. We
Hmm.
don't need his backstory, you know? And
Yeah.
I'm like, I really, really like that. All we know is that his hot girlfriend dumped him for a CW show. That's
Hmm.
literally all we know about him, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's all. That's it. Okay. I sympathize.
Yeah.
But I'm glad he didn't die. I'm glad he survived.
Yeah.
Um, so that was cool. But yeah, I am glad all the people at Jupes died. Like that was just like, oh crap. I had to kill
Yeah.
everyone. The
Yep.
kids. Oh,
Hey, this thing's an animal. It doesn't
dude.
differentiate, man.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, it doesn't discriminate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
crazy.
the animal side of it, that's kind of like the third like spoke in this mechanical wheel of the story. You have like the
Hmm.
cinema side and then you have the more spectacle side, and then you have the concept of like taming the untamable,
Hmm.
taming something that we should never even attempt, you know?
Hmm.
And I really, they're three separate concepts that I really, really like, and they work well together, and I like the way it's done.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like anyone could have easily screwed up any of those elements, but like all
Hmm.
of them were done so well, and that's why the movie works so good, you know?
Hmm.
And that's kind of what's the main guy's name?
Like the actor or
No, the
the
character.
character? OJ.
OJ, that's how did I forget that? I was
Yeah,
like,
they even make a joke about that.
the
Like
white lady,
your
the older
name's
white lady.
OJ?
OJ.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, oh, okay.
Um, yeah, yeah, but uh that was kind of his realm, you know. I
Hmm.
liked it. I loved it. I instantly got it. Well, I mean, also it's kind of in your face, but like when he figures out, like, oh, you gotta keep your head down. Don't
Hmm.
look at it. They do the thing where they flash back to the guy and
Flashback.
he's like, don't look at his eyes. I'm like,
Yeah.
I didn't need that, but okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. That person who didn't understand the monkey scene and it totally ruined the movie after the first 60 seconds, he needed that flashback scene, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay, that's a little over explaining it, but okay, I get it. So I thought all of that was cool, and then it turns into kind of like you said, like a hunt, you know? It turns
Hmm.
into this is like this is like Predator. You know, this is where they all start loading up. Like, if it bleeds, we can kill it.
Hmm.
Now, they're not actually planning on killing it. They want to just get it on camera. Uh,
Yeah.
they don't care if it chokes to death though on the flag. So it's like whatever. But that's what
Yeah.
it feels like. It's like a mount up, let's do this kind of moment. And yeah, like the whole movie just flips. And I really dug that. I loved it. Um, that whole last sequence with the whole TMZ guy showing up, I'm like, what the hell is this? I feel like it was a cartoon all of a sudden. Or like maybe something out of Twin Peaks, like this mysterious stranger who we never see their face. And I'm like, what the
Yeah.
hell's going on?
Like it's so creepy, like the way the music plays and the
Yeah.
way he's just talking, like,
But
yeah,
it
by
kind
the
of like
way.
it kind of took me out of it. I'm like, what's going on? But then that's when they're like, TMZ's here. I'm like, oh, that fits perfectly with again with this the other spoke of the story that's spinning. I'm like,
Hmm.
that makes a lot of sense. And then when he takes off towards it, I was like, okay, I see where we're going here. You
Yeah.
know? And I love that the way he flies off and he's screaming, or no, like he's gotta be dead, right? And you start hearing him scream. I'm like, okay. It started becoming kind of cartoonish, but I think it pays off by like as soon as he's killed, you know,
Yeah.
because then it's back to our main characters and it's just like, oh geez,
Hmm.
you know. So it's just another way to kind of tie in the themes with everything,
Yeah.
and to bring the electric bike into it. I'm like, okay, cool.
It kind of in a twisted way of what you were hoping that this would be, like that character, the TMZ guy, like he does in a sense have that obsession that you're looking for. It's just that like he's obsessed with getting his camera so that he can he
Well,
can capture that thing, it's like,
yeah,
yeah,
that
yeah,
that's with the spectacle, you know.
yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, like even then, I'm thinking like, what other movie could you literally make TMZ a character? I'm like, oh. I also like how they keep bringing up Scorpion King.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's funny.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So, shout out to Keith David, man. That sucked. You know,
Yeah.
I'm glad they brought him back for like that one little flashback
Hmm.
for that one scene because I'm like, really? He's already dead. He's dead before the opening credits. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, that sucks.
Hmm.
But his name's in the opening credits. I'm like, okay. So the fact that they brought him back just for that one little moment, and then later you like hear his voice in another scene. I'm like, okay. I'm like,
Hmm.
that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
So
That's the power of Keith David, man.
yeah, yeah. Oh man, God. It was a scare level. It wasn't bad. I mean, I don't think this movie was scary at all. There was a couple jump scares,
Mhm.
but most of them are kind of like advertised, like okay, something's coming. You know,
Yeah,
the
for sure.
one that got me was when the horse goes through the truck window. I was like, ah!
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like holy crap,
yeah.
damn. So yeah, man, I just absolutely dug it. I think probably the coolest sequence, and the like the most like terrifying sequence was well, I guess number two would be when you get the inside shot of the alien, the beast. I'm like,
Hmm.
oh crap. Okay, because opening credits, I had no idea what we were looking at. I'm like, what is this, a ventilation shaft? I'm like, it's moving though. I'm like, that's weird.
Or like there's wind and it's very like
Yeah. I
yeah,
was
like
like, huh.
it's like
And then like
it's not a solid structure,
you
you know?
slowly zoom in onto like the classic film footage of the guy on the horse,
Hmm.
and I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, cool, cool,
Hmm.
little cinema history here.
Yeah, and it does this really interesting thing where it's like you like yeah, like you see that like tunnel that you're going through, and then like as the jockey kind of like
Mhm.
comes into frame, it does kind of become this thing where it's like, oh, this sort of feels like you're inside the camera
Kind
looking
of. Yeah.
looking at the jockey, like
Yeah.
being filmed, Also in a way it's like kind of makes you feel like you're in a theater or in some
Yeah.
way viewing this guy, which
Right.
is then very apt because, that's the name that Juke gives the aliens inside the saucer, the viewers,
Mm-hmm.
but then also, yeah, it's just like it adds levels to the layers of like how we are perceived and how we view
Yeah.
things.
And again, like at that opening credits, I'm like, oh, okay, this is a movie about cinema.
Yeah.
And when it says written and directed by Jordan Peele, and it's that image of the horse, the horse rider and the horse, and
Hmm.
I'm like, okay, that's a statement. It
Hmm.
didn't cut to black and you see his name. No, it's over that image. I'm like, okay, this is a
Hmm.
movie about film.
Hmm.
Yeah. So when you actually see the inside, when you see them getting sucked up into the giant balloon alien, I was like, oh crap.
Hmm.
But then when you get the freaking shot of them like in its innards,
Yeah.
and you
They're
see
just
the
being
thick
slowly
skull,
like pushed through. Yeah.
I'm like, dang. Like, what do you think? Do you think it smashes them to death or grinds them? Because it keeps them alive for a while. Because
Yeah.
the sound design, and I noticed that right off from the start, you could hear the screaming. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, is that wind? And I'm like, that sounds like someone screaming. I was like,
Yeah.
oh crap.
It's that shot like over the ranch at night, right?
That was one of the moments, but like even the beginning,
Yeah.
when OJ and his dad, when they
Hmm.
part ways and the stuff starts falling, like before that happens, you hear something up above, and I'm like,
Hmm.
that sounds like a scream.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, interesting. So yeah, and then it's like they die quick. Like,
Hmm. Yeah, so it's almost like they get sucked in, they're put through like some kind of like trachea or something, and then they're just kind of slowly, like they're all being smushed together. So I'm imagining like they're like maybe dissolving a little bit or something.
possibly.
But yeah,
But
but
then
then yeah,
something
it feels
definitive at
like
the end, like
yeah, like smushes them and
I,
then
it gave me
yeah.
the like the idea of that it's toying with its food, like it's playing with its food,
Oh yeah, yeah.
But especially that scene above the house where it's like, okay, it's not playing with its food, it's playing with its prey.
Yeah.
It keeps them alive, so you hear the screams, and then the rain, the blood rain. Oh, dude, what a shot! Like I never
Oh,
thought I would see that in an alien movie. You know, the
yeah.
rain just the blood just raining down the house. That's like some exorcist shit.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God. But I loved it. Oh, and then when you first see it, because you hear the screams and you hear the things falling and you hear the noise, and I like how what's the girl's name? The character?
Um,
OJ and Katrina.
no, Matthew.
Melina.
No.
Uh,
Uh,
Suzanne.
it's Emerald.
Emerald. Okay.
Emerald. M.
M, that's what it. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah,
OJ and M.
yeah,
And so you hear M and like Angel, and I love their reactions to the noise. Like it's so loud, like their brains are gonna pop, you know?
yeah.
But then when you slowly see, and it's not just like blood, it's like a
It's
goo.
it's like viscera, you know.
Yeah. I was
It's
like,
like
oh, that's people. That's
yeah,
people.
yeah. You're just like that is horrifying.
Oh,
Just
that's
the
the
image,
little old disfigured lady from the show who
the
was the young actress.
oh yeah, yeah. Her wheelchair. Yeah,
Yeah, that sucks.
yeah,
I didn't know she survived that. The monkey. I was like, oh, damn it.
yeah.
No, man. If I find a monkey, I want to make sure he kills me. Like we're gonna kill each other. That's not a fight you want to
Well,
walk away from.
like the dad in the sitcom, apparently.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I love how you still see people in the stands.
yeah.
Like,
They're just
uh,
not moving. They just,
yeah. I was just
you
like,
know.
oh, dude, that's so terrifying.
Also, did you like the little shot of as the like ethereal camera is moving through that whole
Yeah.
like sequence? Do you like the little shot of the film like canisters on the like studio cameras?
Mhm.
They're all kind of tilted like this, and they all kind of look like the masks that Jupe's sons are
Oh,
are all
nice.
wearing. Yeah,
Nice. I like
yeah.
that. All they needed
Just
was the green skin and they look like those little green aliens.
yeah.
You
There you
know, the
go.
stereotypical alien.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, that whole sequence and then the they're gonna do the fist bump and I'm like, oh man.
Oh man, yeah.
That kind of scared me. But like I was already on edge because I was like, is he gonna he's gonna grab the kid, right? He's gonna grab the kid. And then no, he gets shot. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, all right. But I was already didn't see that coming, but I was expecting a jump. So
Yeah.
yeah, man, I exploding fist bump, you know.
Yeah.
Ultimate fist bump?
I was thinking the
Oh,
exact same thing. What is it with us and having exploding fist bumps,
oh
ultimate
man.
fist bumps and the stuff that we watch?
Watchers, we watched all three seasons of Dark on Netflix.
Go
Go
watch
watch
it.
it.
It's great.
Yeah, there's a fist bump in there,
Yeah.
and you'll remember it. Daniel Kaluuya, is that how you say his name?
Hmm.
Man, OG Skins actor right there, man.
Yeah.
You go watch Skins, you're gonna laugh your ass off when you see him show up. I forgot what his name is in that show, but God, man, there's so many good actors that they found for that show.
Hmm.
And so the way they cast Skins, they basically just they did like wide open call casting. I forgot what it's called. And the ones they liked, they got 30, 40, 50 kids in a house and they just played games with them, like team building games. And they kind of
Hmm.
started picking out who's who, like who's the leader, who's more shy, and they started putting them with other groups. That's how they cast skins.
Oh
That's
wow.
how you get Daniel Kaluuya. That's how you get Dev Patel, Kaya
Hmm.
Scodelario, Nicholas Holt. Um, who's the guy I like? He was just in 28 Days Later. Jack O'Connell.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, all of them. Like, holy crap. That was like their Disney Channel.
yeah. Oh wow. Skins, the British Disney Channel.
Suck it, Disney. Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say. Is there anything else? Oh, let's talk about the ending. What do you think happens next? This is
Oh,
this is a
I
cover up,
mean,
right? Like the there were reporters there, so I'm assuming multiple people caught it on camera, or at least they know about it.
well, they wouldn't have because
Oh, that's right.
of
No.
the electrical blackout that Jean
Okay,
Jacket
so they have
has.
it on the old school camera, the
So they
crank
have
camera. Like I like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Um, and then the cinematographer's camera, we don't see what happens to it. Does it survive?
We do well, so we do see when Jean Jacket like after sucks up by the way, the character's name is Antlers Holst.
Antlers Holst.
What a
Jeez.
name, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah, after Jean Jacket sucks up Antler, um uh and then we see like Angel, he gets like hit with the tarp, falls
Yeah.
down the hill. We see a lot of like of all the equipment like being thrown down. We do see like a canister, like a film canister, but I don't know if that is necessarily like if that was the same camera that or film that was in the big IMAX camera.
Right, because the camera I saw, I could swear that was the one that was on the tripod that they
Yeah.
were cranking. We
Yeah.
don't see what happens to the one that Antlers was wearing.
Yeah,
Because
well,
that was the
I'm
one that was strapped onto him when it
yeah,
took
but
him.
that got sucked up, dude, because he's wearing it.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't eat like non-people. So
Yeah,
it so who knows if it survived the fall? Like,
yeah, the explosion and then the fall,
yeah, who knows?
because Jean Jacket just blew up, popped.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
Maybe.
yeah, it could be.
Dude, that was an old school camera made in modern day, homemade by
Mm-hmm.
Antlers himself.
Mm-hmm. Hey, yeah, could be.
It might have survived.
I don't have it here, but I do know that. So there was an actor who was cast, who had a scene, and who's listed in the credits, but all of their footage which was cut from the original film of from the final edit of the movie.
Huh.
Um, and I don't, man,
Who was it?
I wish I had looked this up sooner.
Would I
But
recognize him?
essentially, no, because I didn't really recognize him when I looked it up, but apparently this was we don't really know exactly like what this guy's role was, but
Uh-huh.
Jordan Peele cut it because it was hinting at like a larger scope or something
The
that
sequel.
just like kind of didn't fit within to the story that they ended up telling. So
Nope
he cut it.
2
And
Resurgence.
yeah, yeah, oh god. Um Nopes.
Nope.
Just S dollar sign.
Noped with an ED.
uh Yeah, and Jordan Peele's like commented that like a lot of like fans like because that like there's a shot, it's like a guy, there's a shot in the like trailer of just a guy like walking through like a crowd as like people are running, but
Hmm.
he's just kind of like walking and like looking up. And it's super brief, it's like a second or two. But fans caught that and they're like, what is that? And then that shot's not in the movie because that
Hmm.
scene's not in the movie. So when fans were asking about it to Jordan Peele, he was kind of like trying to, glance it off, just be like, man, got a lot of eagle-eyed viewers. But
Yeah.
essentially, like that character sort of hinted at like a larger scale kind of story that could potentially be going on. That Jordan Peele said that there are ideas that he has to potentially do it, but right now doesn't know if he will.
Mm. Hmm.
Which would be interesting because he hasn't done a sequel to any of his movies so far, you
Yeah,
know.
I'm trying to think like what would that look like? Like how would you, especially with the themes of this one, like it would have to be brand new or like a continuation, and
Mhm.
I don't know.
I think it would maybe it would hint at like what Antlers was telling M and OJ in their like initial phone conversation,
Hmm.
where they're trying to pitch him on the whole idea of coming out.
Hmm.
And he's just saying that like like this dream that you have, where you're on top of the mountain and all eyes are on you. It's like that's the dream you never wake up from.
Hmm.
And it just like it hits in a way that's like, yeah, like this is the thing that you say that you want because you think you want it because you don't have it, but that's something that like it's sort of like a double-edged sword in a way,
Yeah.
like it's that like blessing and a curse, where it's like, well, now you're in the spotlight,
Yeah.
now everybody is looking at you and what you do.
Hmm.
So I
You
feel
could do
like,
something like, so what we didn't mention about Jupe was that you see the posters in like the office, but they have like a reality TV show.
mhm,
And that's not really brought up at all, but you see the posters. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. That would be an interesting route to take it. Like, okay, the Haywoods, they're rich now, they're famous or whatever,
mhm.
but it's like they're too famous. Like everyone wants a piece of the action. And it kind of like the opening scene where they're on set, and OJ is just not, doesn't want anything
Mhm.
to do with that world. So it
Mhm.
could be something like that, or M bites off more that she could chew in the industry and all this stuff. But basically, they're stuck in a position where like they have to take a job that they don't want because of whatever. I don't know if it's to save the ranch again or it's to preserve the legacy and the name of like their father, something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it could
So
be.
they have to take a job that they don't want, and sure enough, it involves aliens.
Yeah, of course. Of
Mhm.
course. Let me ask you something.
Ask.
So you think OJ is alive?
I don't know. That was interesting.
Okay,
Like,
yeah. I'm firmly in the camp that OJ is alive.
I think so. Like, just the vibe of the film, the vibe of the ending was a kind of hopeful, happy ending. There
Hmm.
was nothing about it to really suggest otherwise.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I want to say he's alive. I don't know how he
Yeah.
floated. Well, and that's the thing too, because like it's like a balloon. So maybe the body parts floated down gently and him and the horse are just like they're like what the hell just happened, because we even just said it keeps the people its victims alive for a while in its mouth.
True.
So
True.
yeah, but I can see the more, I don't know, auteur saying, oh, he's a representation of blah blah blah, he's actually dead. I'm like, all right, I get that, it's purposely left kind of ambiguous. But
Yeah. Yeah.
I think he's alive.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the one I'm surprised is alive is Angel.
Hey, well,
Because
well, 'cause so originally he was supposed to die.
I had heard
Uh
that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but then it was his suggestion that it was his suggestion that he get hit by the tarp
Oh,
and then wraps himself in the barbed wire,
yeah, yeah.
you know?
Because even I was thinking, I'm like, well, that's a good idea, but you would still die from the fall. So it throws him like onto a hill, so he rolls down,
Hmm.
so it's not as hard, and it doesn't take him up as high as everyone else. But
Hmm.
still, man, I'm surprised he's alive. I was
Yeah,
like,
I mean
holy
he looks
crap.
banged up, but yeah,
Yeah.
he's alive, alive and kicking.
So I loved his character. He's such a different energy compared to the Haywoods.
Yeah.
I even liked his coworker Nessie. I that was done on purpose, you
Yeah,
know.
had to be.
Um,
Had to
and it's
be.
the Euphoria girl. So that's just a cool, fun role. She's just like he's freaking out with the cameras. She's just there like eating her candy or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm like,
stalking, eating candy in the
I
middle
was
of the
like, yeah, are
night.
they stalking? Like, who the hell works
Yeah.
a 24-hour shift at like an electronics store? Like,
I don't know. Hey, you get shipments in all the time. If you got a late shipment coming in,
that's
you're
true. A
like,
lot of
yeah.
people they do their
Mhm.
shipments like early morning before stores open. Maybe they do theirs at
Or,
night.
because I know, uh, back at one of the jobs I had to work, it was kind of the thing where it's like, oh yeah, like store closes, so like most people are going away, but like you, you got to restock stuff, because you don't want to just leave that for the
Oh,
morning crew, you know. So then, yeah, you'd have to like go through row by row, section by section, like, okay, like let's restock, like we gotta put this stuff out, or oh, this looks damaged, let's take it back and put something else there.
you're
So
giving
yeah.
me flashbacks to when I worked at Michael's.
Mm,
Ugh, hated it.
yeah.
I did work when I worked the morning shift, which was like 4 or 5 a.m. I don't remember. That sucked getting up early, but I liked it because you basically set up everything, you unload the trucks, and it was fun. Um, you would take your lunch, and nowhere is open for breakfast yet. I'm like,
Yeah.
I would. management would get mad because I'm like, hey, can I take my lunch in another 30 minutes or an hour? Like, there's nowhere to eat right now.
Yeah.
I would end up going to the Whole Foods next door. Because they would be open, but like their food section wasn't open yet. And I'm
Mm.
like, oh, damn it. So end up having like a pizza or like salmon at 10 a.m. I'm like,
Yeah.
but yeah, anyway, I ended up having to switch to the closing shift because of school and stuff and because waking up sucked. So at the end of the shift, you're stuck with all these shopping carts full of the smallest, tiniest little crap. You know, it's
Hmm.
Michael's. So all those arts and crafts are small and it's like you have to put it all back. I don't know how long I was there, but I never memorized where everything went. I'm like, this is impossible. That job was harder than the Disney store. I'm like, dude, this is insane. The
Wow.
human brain isn't meant to memorize this much stuff, guys. I'm an actor. That's what I do, you know? Like,
It's
jeez.
true. It's what you studied.
So, yeah, I hated Michaels. Um, yeah, but if there's one thing we could come around away from this episode saying, it's that I hated Michaels.
Yeah.
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 So no, but I dug it. I loved it. I wish we had more like sci-fi alien stuff like this, where it doesn't really. It's not until you're in it where you're like, oh man, yeah, okay, this is sci-fi. It doesn't really feel like a sci-fi movie because it's so grounded in reality, you know?
Hmm.
But man, the way that thing was moving, I didn't even think about it until OJ says like it's not a ship. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about, OJ? And I was like, oh, it's a creature? I'm like,
Hmm.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Especially because I think it's that one shot, it's during the day or something, where you just see it like go over the hill real quick and dive. I'm like, oh, I was
Hmm.
like, what the hell? That's the creepiest thing because it's like, okay, things in the air are not supposed to move that way. You
Yeah.
know? It looks like a stingray underwater, you know? And it's just
Oh,
like
kind of. Yeah.
it's kind of like watching Battlestar Galactica where we didn't really think about it, but it's like the ships in Star Wars, that's not how you would move in space because there's no gravity. So
Yeah.
Battlestar comes out and it's like, oh yeah, you have these quote unquote planes, these jets that are moving in ways that jets aren't supposed to move, and you're like, that is how it'll work in space
Hmm.
because there's no gravity. The rules of flying are different. So when I
Yeah.
see this thing and I'm like, that's not how. Oh, I was like, I guess aliens can do whatever they want because of their advanced technology. But then I'm like,
Hmm.
oh, okay, it's not a ship. I'm like, that's nuts.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
do like the way it looks like a cowboy hat for portions of it. But then
Yeah.
also the
Yeah.
way, so what it actually looks like when it blossoms into a flower, I'm like, dude, this is
It's trippy, isn't it?
it's trippy. It's really you know, it reminded me of Annihilation, where it's like,
Yeah, kind of.
you know, when you watch Transformers and like I don't care which Transformer movie you're watching, it just there's so much detail in the transformations, you don't know what you're looking at.
Hmm.
You're like, okay, that was a door, but like all everything is just moving. It's like it's too detailed. Cartoons are different because you can
Yeah.
see what's moving. That's kind of what I felt like in this. I'm just like, it's so, but like it's done on purpose. It's like your mind isn't really meant to comprehend what you're looking at.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, I'm like, oh man. But yeah, it definitely gave me Annihilation vibes. And this was
Hmm.
after that, right?
Oh, for
Annihilation?
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
I don't remember
This
when
was
that was.
after I think Jordan Peele has said that Jean Jacket's final form design was actually more inspired by the angels in the anime Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Oh,
Like
okay.
not necessarily in like their form,
Yeah.
but in the idea that like they are these creatures that show up and are super massive. They're beyond comprehension, and then they usually have like an evolved form, a second form, that they change into like after the mechs arrive,
Like a Final Fantasy villain.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I like the design. I dug it. I love the Akira shot on the
Yeah,
motorcycle. I'm like, that was badass. That was
yeah,
badass.
that was really cool.
Um,
I think well, okay, I don't want to say it, but I think it might be the first like live action homage. Because there's been dozens of Akira homages in animation before.
Yeah.
But I think this might be the first live action movie to do that. Yeah.
I don't know. They did it in The Dark Knight, except that bike
Well,
is like it like goes all directions, and you're like,
yeah.
"Hmm, I don't think that counts." But
Yeah, I don't I'm not gonna count that. No.
yeah, no, yeah, this was rad. This is cool.
Hmm.
I love the characters. I love the actors. I loved all of it. Yeah, Kiki Palmer was talking about playing Rogue, right? Like that's the role she wants.
Yeah.
I could see it. Like this is like the only thing I've seen her in. I'm like I could see it. She might be a little too old now. It depends like how old they want to make the X-Men, you know?
Yeah.
I kind of have the vibe or get the feeling that they're gonna want to go with a young cast.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Right? Late teens, early 20s.
Yeah.
Um, but I was actually on board for Sophie Thatcher as Rogue.
Mm,
But again, I want to say she's like 24 or something, so like they got to start now.
yeah.
So, but it depends, like which X-Men are they doing, what order are they doing it, blah blah blah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There's
So,
yeah. Too many questions, you know?
yeah. Also, because we're gonna get a Gambit movie, apparently. I don't. I don't know. So I'm like,
Okay.
so is Rogue gonna be older, or is that gonna be? Who knows? Yeah, I dug it, loved it. I think this is a great start to our Halloween watch view along,
Hmm.
Viewtober,
Hmm.
Spookaween. Yeah.
Spookaween.
So, everyone, thank you for joining us. We're going to be doing double episodes for this whole month. Andor on Monday. Movies on Thursdays throughout October. However, next week is going to be different because next Thursday we're going to be celebrating our Lost Legacies 5-year anniversary.
That's right. We're 5 years old.
Yeah, 5 years old,
5 years old.
old enough to drive. So our dad's gonna join us. And because it's super special, I have absolutely nothing planned.
Wow.
We're just gonna hang out. It's been a while. It's been a couple months since we just hung out and
Yeah.
chilled. I do have some things planned. It's gonna be dumb. It's gonna be fun. Join us then. If you don't want to join us because you don't like having fun, you can come back in 2 weeks when we jump back into our Halloween watch. We're gonna be watching a movie that I haven't seen yet, but it's definitely on my watch list. We're gonna be watching
Okay.
Ready or Not,
Oh,
which
okay.
is definitely in the Halloween Matt spirit because last year I brought Abigail and it was the same directors.
Uh-huh.
So
Uh-huh. Radio silence. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and they're working on
Okay.
Ready or Not 2.
Mm-hmm.
I am a Samara Weaving fan. I am hoping she becomes Harley Quinn at some point. But yeah, but the sequel sounds great as well because like Catherine Newton's in it and a bunch of other. Oh, and Sarah Michelle Gellar, and I'm like, oh wow,
Yeah.
okay, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
watch the first one. So that's what we're gonna be watching and talking about in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Rad. That's rad as hell. Okay. Awesome. I'm there.
cool. Well, Sam, take it away.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for coming along this journey with us. We really appreciate it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, uh put some stuff down in the comments. You know, this will be going up on YouTube, so put some stuff down in the comments. Matt and I will look at it. Also, we're on every social media platform. Hashtag Lost Legacies.
We'll
You
find it.
just put that hashtag out there. We'll find it. As always, you can find me on Instagram and Threads at Real. That's REEL Texas Weirdo.
Yep, I'm on Instagram and Threads at Holy Hand Grenade of Antioch and Blue Sky at Matthew Jimenez. Don't at me.
Alrighty, well, uh, until next time.
Yeah, do we have a Halloween sign off?
Oh, I don't know. Are we just
Uh,
gonna try and do one like per movie?
I'm trying to remember what we did last year. I think
I
we
don't know.
did something different each time.
Yeah.
So until next time,
Happy trails.
Happy trails.
We'll see you on the old Dusty. It's kind of a Western, you know, so yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll go
You
with
don't
that.
have to
All
go
right.
home, but you can't stay here.
Happy birthday, Gordy.